Welcome back to the channel. If you've been locked into this series, then you already feel the shift happening. This isn't just content. This is transformation. We're not just talking about being better. We're talking about becoming unshakable. In episode 1, we talked about pressure, how it reveals who you really are. In episode 2, we talked about control, mastering yourself when it matters most. And now, we bring it all together, because everything we've talked about means nothing. If you can't do this one thing, stand. Not when it's easy, not when it's working, but when everything in you wants to quit. Standing when results aren't showing yet, this is where most men break. Not at the beginning, not even in the middle, but in the gap. It's the gap between effort and visible results. A man starts working, he builds discipline, he locks into a routine, he sacrifices comfort, days turn into weeks, weeks turn into months, and then he looks up, and nothing looks different. No major breakthrough, no big win, no validation, just silence. And in that silence, doubt starts whispering. Is this even working? Am I wasting my time? Maybe this isn't for me. That's the moment. The moment where standing becomes harder than quitting. It's like planting seeds in dry ground. You water it every day. You show up consistently. But for a long time, nothing grows above the surface. What you don't see is what's happening underneath. Roots are forming. And if you quit before the roots take hold, you'll never see the harvest. Most men don't fail because the process didn't work. They fail because they didn't stay long enough to see it. Faith in the process without validation. There's a level of manhood you don't reach with motivation. You reach it with belief. Belief without applause. Belief without results. Belief without anyone telling you you're doing the right thing. Because the truth is, nobody is coming to validate your journey. And if you need validation to keep going, you'll always stop when it disappears. Think about a man walking through a foggy path. He can only see a few steps ahead, not the whole road, not the destination, just enough to keep moving. Now imagine if he said, I won't take another step until I can see the entire path. He'd never move. That's how most men live. They want clarity before commitment. But real growth doesn't work like that. You don't get full visibility, you get direction. You move with faith. Not blind faith, but disciplined faith. Faith built on repetition, on consistency, on showing up even when it doesn't feel like it's working, because eventually the fog clears. But only for the man who kept walking. Loneliness at higher levels of discipline. This part nobody talks about enough. You start leveling up, your circle gets smaller. Not because you hate people, not because you think you're better, but because your focus changes. Your conversations change. Your habits change. Your priorities change. And suddenly, the things that used to feel normal don't fit anymore. Late nights with no purpose, constant distractions, surface-level conversations. You outgrow them. And with that growth comes distance. It's like climbing a mountain. At the bottom, there's noise. There's crowds. There's movement everywhere. But as you climb higher, it gets quieter. Fewer people, less noise, more space. And if you're not prepared for that, you'll climb back down just to feel surrounded again. Not because it's better, but because it's familiar. But the man who doesn't fold, he accepts the silence. He understands that elevation requires separation. And instead of running from it, he grows into it, becoming internally driven, not externally fueled. This is the final shift. The shift from needing motivation to becoming the source of it. Most men are externally driven. They move when they feel inspired. They act when they feel motivated. They stay consistent when things are going well. But the moment those external factors disappear, they stop. Because they were never in control. They were being carried. Now compare that to a man who is internally driven. He doesn't need the perfect mood. He doesn't need validation. He doesn't need everything to align. He moves because he decided. It's like a train. An externally driven man is like a car, easily stopped, easily redirected, dependent on conditions. An internally driven man is like a train on tracks. Once it starts moving, it doesn't stop for small obstacles. It doesn't question every mile. It keeps going, because it knows where it's headed, and that's what you have to become. A man who doesn't rely on how he feels, but on what he committed to. So when things get quiet, when results don't show, When nobody is clapping, when it feels like you're walking alone, stand anyway, and not because it's easy, not because it's working, but because you decided. Because at the end of the day, that's what separates men, not talent, not opportunity, not even circumstances. It's who keeps standing when there's no reason to. Be that man. If this message hit you, don't just move on from it. Drop a comment. Where in your life do you feel like quitting right now? Like the video so this message reaches more men who need it. Share it with someone who's in that quiet season and needs this reminder. And most importantly, subscribe, because this isn't just content. This is a process, and we're building it together. This is the Ordinary Guy 2.0. Responsibility before ego. See you next time.